evening and welcome to the live stream of round 17 action of Basketball State's Premier League powered by Spacequake Sports. With the season's regular season drawing closer to its final round, we have the Sturt Sabres hosting the Central District Lions at Pasadena. Tonight alongside me, we have the unfamiliar face but a definitely noticeable voice around the South Australian basketball world, filling in for the absent Benito Carboni. How are you tonight and what do we have in store, AB?
Well, it's going to be a pretty good contest. Both teams need to find a way to score. The win is going to go to the team that finds the winning score. I'd say that because both teams aren't really known for putting a lot of points on the board this season.
Well, that's exactly right. They've both struggled this season with a lot of their gameplay, to be honest. With the Sabres floating around the mid-table, 5, 6, 7th seed. While the Lions started off strong, actually very promising, but then they kind of just floated away.
Started to fade towards the back end of the season, which is unfortunate for the Lions after having that promising start. Yeah. But over looking at the last 5 games, the Sabres have managed to score more than 70 points in the game once, and the Central District Lions only the 2 times over the last 5. Those other games that they were unable to score more than 70, they've stuck to the mid-60s or less, with the Sabres having a low of 56 points about 4 weeks ago. So it's going to come down. We know that these 2 teams are going to go pretty hard at it. It's going to be about the team that is able to put that winning score together, that high amount of scoring to really put this one to bed.
Well, that's exactly right, because both sides are actually going to want to be bouncing back from their losses from last week. Of course, the Lions dropped a game, to the Bearcats by a considerable margin, 101-63. Ricardo Martin finished 16 points and down with 10 points, but also the Sabres lost the Warriors, who have also been struggling this season. So there's obviously a lot to work on for the Sabres if they're losing to the struggling Warriors. That was
a pretty unfortunate back end fade by the Sabres in that game. We would hope to see a more sufficient 4-quarter effort from the Sabres to really bring this one home. You would expect the Sabres to take this one out pretty hard from the outset, to set them up to make sure they've got enough in the tank to go 4 quarters and not risk another last quarter fade out.
Well, that's exactly right, considering they only lost by 6 against the Warriors. So Clausen with 17, Ross with 11, and Reeves with also 11. So they shot particularly, decent numbers. They just couldn't get it done over 4 quarters, like you mentioned. That's unfortunate.
And like in the women's game, the Sabres took this one last time they met, with the Sabres winning by 10 points. So it does show that these 2 teams, again, 10 points is not very much at all. Yeah. Realistically, it's 3.5 shots.
Few possessions.
So these 2 teams match up very well against each other. I think we're going to be, everyone who's here, everyone who's watching the live stream at home, buckle up. It's going to be a pretty big game here at Pasadena.
Grab some popcorn, because I would definitely be loving some right now if I had some.
Hot chocolate.
Oh, and some hot chocolate. Just something, hot chips.
And a hot water bottle.
Yes.
And a Snuggie.
Anything that's really hot and keeping us warm, because it is very cold outside, so I suggest you stay indoors and keep your eyes glued to the screen and your ears listening to us. And we'll do the best we can to accommodate your ears.
Well, we can only try.
We can try. As the Lions get off quick, they move very fast there. Great to see. They obviously want it. They obviously want to show we still got this. And can't get that first basket to go.
But a good aggressive first attempt at the basket.
Yeah.
We're 20 seconds in, and you want to see some quick ball movement, and Centrals are going to put it right to the Sabres. You can see already they set the tone.
Back to basket shot. Somehow works his way to the bottom of the net. They open up the scoreline, the Sabres.
Galageros with a great shot over 2 players.
Yeah.
Got a bit of help from the middle of the keyway, the other Central District player on the baseline, but able to shoot over the top of both to put on the first points of the board.
The Lions actually answer right back with, I believe that was Reeves. No, that was Safwell. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Evening up the score, 2-piece. And the travel is called. First turnover of the night for the Sabres, I believe.
Feeling a good tempo. Feeling very good tempo from this game already. Look, I know it's always hard to make that call 58 seconds into the start of the game, but you can feel it the way the tap started, the first play, the first scores for both teams. This is going to be a cracker.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be a huge game. Despite both sides struggling, as it touches the window and finds its way again to the bottom of the net. Great finish. With both sides failing to make the postseason this on the tail end of the season, they're obviously going to want to show, like I mentioned earlier in the women's game, you're playing for the name on the front of your jersey.
If you're playing for a spot on next year's roster as well.
Exactly right. You're playing to keep playing for the sake of and you're also playing to maybe potentially get picked up interstate or overseas or college ball.
You're here now.
Yeah.
You're at Premier League level.
Yep.
And you want to do your darndest to stay there.
Oh, absolutely. It's not an easy thing to make to the top of the top flight league in South Australia. As the Sabres bring one down and they start to bring the ball up the floor quite quickly. See if their ball movement is up to scratch tonight, the Sabres. Or if they're going to stick with a little ISO ball. Hustle and bustle there. Great save of the ball there as the Lions bring up the floor. And a triple there by Sapwell.
Sapwell. That name is synonymous with hitting long-range three-point shots in clutch positions, of course. We know of the great and mighty Rupert rescuing the LA 36ers at a few finals games back in the 90s. So the namesake there doing just the same.
As both sides look to talk it over in a little split-second game break. Sabres to inbound. Look to reset as they not reset, just straight. Oh, that's beautiful.
There's the answer. It's exactly what they couldn't allow Centrals to build too much of a lead in this first portion of the first quarter. They've gone right back, brought it back to a 2-point ball game.
Yeah, mid-range jumper there. Bit of a brick shot there. Sabres coming up with a big rebound. Oh, picked away. Too easy, too simple there.
Drawing the foul.
Simpson's going to the line for 2. I saw the open pass, the open ball and just went for it straight. Clean steal. Fantastic. As some Sabres check into the game. Reeves checking out. Simpson at the line for 2. 2-point games. Simpson pushes the lead out to 3. This was 7 minutes 20 remaining in the contest. The first term, sorry. Can't get that second one to fall. But a big rebound there by the Lions. Great. Extra possessions can be fantastic for them. Can't get that one to fall. Turnover. Sabres bringing the ball up the floor. So they look to really reset the tempo of the game. Nice no-look pass there. Simpson. Ooh. Bit of a low pass there. Can't get that one to go. Turnover.
Well, we still see again. It's that aggressive basketball. It's a Lions trait. We want to see that all the way through this game. So already we've seen 13 points scored collectively in the first 3 minutes of this game. This is where we need to find out who's going to score and who's going to put on a big amount of points to take this game tonight.
Hoffman looks left, and this is right. Great three. And goes up for the 3, can't get it to go. Hoffman again. Steps outside, puts up the 3 ball, hits the side of the iron. Another rebound. This is what, 2. Oh, that was a bit of miscommunication there. As Simpson throws up what looked like to be a pass, but hit the rim instead.
Don't mind a lot, but he was expecting that to be there, and we love a bit of razzle-dazzle, and that was definitely going to be something that I think in Simpson's mind was going to go a lot differently to that.
I do love a little bit of razzle-dazzle. Sturt go up for the attempt. Get a solid foul there. It looked like he was basically making a bit of a statement saying, stay out of my lane.
Very, very hard drive to the basket from Dylan Rawson, going back at it again to get his rebound back and putting it up to draw the foul, make his way to the foul line. And Central's going to make a couple of changes.
Rawson to get his, I believe, he's get his tally underway for tonight. Usually he averages just over 16.5 points, so he's definitely a big player in this Sabres side. Can't get his first one to fall.
Struck a nice one from range just before bringing it back to the 3-point lead that Centrals do have. So you'd expect him to do just what he did there and knock at least one of these foul shots. Bring it back to a 2-point ball game, 6 minutes to play.
Hoffman holding it up. Bit of a jab step. Little bit of hesitation. Ooh, finds back Hoffman. And can't get on. That's the kind of basket they need to finish. They definitely need. They're going to regret those. Very good pick off there, and finishes it despite the contact by his own player. Very hard to keep your body in motion and body in check, especially when you've got a smaller frame compared to Hoffman.
With that leaping ability he's got, it was able to keep basically that center of balance while coming through the air.
And Rawson is going back to the line again.
And it's Warbout this time. Former Sixers development player Jon Warbout, Yoni, to the line for 2 shots to bridge this gap back down to 2 points.
Now's his first.
Important player, a lot of experience playing not just with the LA 36ers, but throughout the Premier League. Coming back across from the Woodville Warriors from last season, back to the Sturt Sabres, which is great for Yoni.
As Ricardo Martin puts up a bit of a shake and shimmy as he's back behind the basket, back to the basket, can't get it to go though. Really shows his athleticism there in his post game. Ooh, and it's called for the foul. He's shrugging his shoulders like, that won't happen. Why am I getting picked up for that?
Happens when you reach in and move your feet.
Yep.
That's going to happen every time. He didn't get in front of his player. He gave him that look at the basket. As soon as those eyes see the basket, then as a defender, you're going to be well and truly right behind your player.
You really got to read the play and read what the player is going to do. Otherwise, you're going to be in a bad position.
Absolutely right. It's about controlling your offensive player. As a defender, you can do that. Just keep them in front of you, and you can make them go where you want them to go.
Ooh. Bit of a chase down block, but gets called for the foul there. Lions are going to go to the line. Subs in. Martin just staying in the game. Looked like he was coming out for a second, but he's not.
Atua pushes back out to a 4-point lead. Knocks the first.
Here we see the fast break again and the foul.
Manages to do just that, pushing it out to that 4-point buffer once again.
Ooh, solid screen there. I saw a feeling that one. Start moving the ball around, looking for that extra man, looking for that open gap. Shot clock winding down, 1 second, get it to go. Can't get the basket to go though.
Unlucky on the shot, still a decent offensive set, and they didn't panic on the shot. They took their extra pass and took the extra second within the 24-second shot clock and were able to get a decent shot up, just didn't get the full. Unlike that shot, pushing this Central's lead out to 6 points. Girardi getting his opening basket of the night. We're at 8-14 with a Lion lead with 4 minutes remaining in the first term. And looked like it was a clean pick, but it's going to be a foul. It's going to remain Sturt ball. The Lions are going to have to watch themselves on the foul count. Now they've hit 5 well
fouls.
Truly into the bonus now. And with 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter, definitely not an ideal situation.
Sturt are obviously going to change their situation and penetrate and try to draw the fouls, the careless fouls, like I mentioned earlier in the women's game. But
you would expect to see a lot more aggression, a lot more attacking the basket, definitely in those last 4 minutes.
Absolutely.
That opportunity with some free points, especially when you find yourself 5 points down. Cheap shots, easy shots, you're at the foul line, there's no one in front of you, nice and calm, knock them back and reduce the lead.
Things that are pivotal when it comes to making a complete player. As the Lions are double teamed there, almost the pass gets picked up as well. Martin finds his way to the rim, can't get it to go. He's looking for a foul, can't get that call either. Looks like he couldn't buy a foul tonight. Sabres, jack up a 3, swish, nothing but net there.
And the Sabres bench loved it. They were all about that shot.
Oh, very nice finish there. As Martin gets a bit of an elbow to the back of the head. Not intentional, sorry. Totally all good. in the last maybe like minute of the game, the tempo I think just went up even higher.
It's just gone up a notch, absolutely right.
A little bit of post work there. Hits the front iron, comes back down. Lion ball, bringing the ball up. Goes to the rim, can't get it to go. Hits the side of the backboard.
Great D from Warbout.
Yeah. Solid.
And again,
solid hit there.
Back on the other end. This is where we're going to see the game won.
Oh, you need to finish those, but he's lucky enough
Very
to grab
quick,
the offensive board and finish that. You can't allow those easy misses.
Well, you know, it's one of those things you can drive the lane, get contact by 3 players, and put up a hula hoop shot in some fashion.
Yeah.
And it goes in. But you could be an open fast break layup and just absolutely just stuff it.
Sturt ball. Sturt. The Lions called for the foul. Another foul. That was a foul on Girardi. And we got a timeout. Lions are calling their first timeout of the night.
With a comfortable 6-point lead. I say comfortable even though it's 6 points. It's remained at around about that 4 to 6 point lead throughout this first quarter, which is really evident to show that this game is back and forth. I mean, it's 6 points. Lions are looking in control of the ball when they do have the ball in their hands. They are looking like they've got it under control. There's no worry. There's no sense of urgency. They are putting the ball to the hoop with a real sense of control.
Well, yeah, exactly right. They know what they're doing, and I feel like the Lions are really going to watch Isaac Atua because he's having his way a little bit on the floor. He's like maneuvering around the players. He's getting in there at tight spots.
He's quick.
He's like
lightning.
Exactly. He's got really lightning-like hands. So he's one of the factors that they're going to have to watch tonight to make sure he can't have a massive impact on this contest.
And it's not like that that the Sabres don't have the speed to go with these guys as well. I mean, they've got some very quick players on the Sabres lineup. But how can you contain someone who is just
even faster?
We talk about that first step, that very first step, that you just get that half a step away from someone like Atua, and he is past you without you even blinking.
Exactly right. Next thing you know, he's down the end of the court. As Wilbert hits the line for 2. Try and drag this back down to a 4-point game. Pushing the ball up. Exactly what we were saying. Just moves so quickly.
Got to watch him.
Run tempo straight up.
A great move to the basket and a very, very, very clean finish. Pushes back out to a 6-point lead. You've got to lock eyes on someone like Atua. You've got to be watching him. You can't look away. The second you look away is that time when he will pass you so quickly. Travel called. Bit of a shuffle before, trying to move that ball through the laneway, but picked up by the ref. And Lions ball. Less than 2 minutes to go now in the first quarter.
He knew exactly what he wanted to do before he got to do it, really.
I think as soon as he got Ryan in the air, he just went to go straight past him and got a bit excited with the fact that he managed to get his player lifting his feet.
We've got a foul call on the Lions. Sorry, on the Sabres. To be Lion ball. First foul for that player. Lions ball for the baseline. Nice finish there. Very off the glass. Very good finish there.
In traffic by Fisher. Very good. Keeping his hip square to the basket, getting around his opponent and finishing off nicely, pushing us out to an 8-point lead.
Ooh. The intention was there. Just couldn't get that first proper pass on it.
I know it's easy to see it from this angle, from this spot. It looked like that he had a clean shot if he wanted to take it. If he backed himself in there, pushed the ball to the hole, every opportunity he would have made the shot, or got a foul trying to do so. Back yourself in, young man. Back yourself in.
Sabres ball right down the other end of the floor. it's one of those things. That the Sabres they're only down. They're down by what, 8 points. They got just over a minute remaining in the quarter. Obviously, try and cut it down to as much as you possibly can. But a very nice find there. As he gets hit, no basket. He's not happy about that one. But as I was saying, they need to do exactly what I was just about to say, is get back into the contest within a minute to go. But props to them for beating me to it.
And they will do that by precision passing, like by that. As soon as that ball reached, as soon as that ball got to Kaligaros, 4 Lions players collapsed around him. So that ball had to get through the air, past a couple of Centrals players before 2 others on the other side of Kaligaros came and collapsed on that offensive player. So very, very good pass in. Needed to earn the finish there on the stripe, but he's got one more opportunity.
He's had a pretty good night so far, I must admit. I've seen him floating around the floor and making his minutes incredibly. He can't get his second one. That's 0 from 2 from the line, but he's definitely made most of his minutes from the actual floor. As the Lions are pushing up real fast. I know they smelled a little bit of blood this early in the contest. And what an upset it would be to knock off the Sabres. 45 seconds ago, margin still stands at 8 points. Dishes him about. Ooh, bit of body contact there, all good.
Good defense from Girardi, keeping him in front, making the ball go back out to the perimeter.
9 seconds.
Looking for a way in. Open shot. Good box out. And Centrals with the opportunity to extend their lead before the quarter-time break. And
looked like that was going to go in. That looked very good from where we were sitting, I must admit. 16 seconds left in the first term. We're going to definitely hold it up for the last possession. 1 to 10 seconds, an 8-point game. Reeves dishes it out for the 3. Oh, rattles not even home, just out to the key.
Very unlucky on that final shot of that first quarter. Sabres find themselves in a bit of a hole with an 8-point deficit, Lions leading this contest.
Well, the score is only 14 to 22 the Lions' way, so there's obviously a lot of time left in the contest for the Sabres to come back and punish, but a lot of their time to figure out what they need to do to finish the season strong.
A lot of it, at the end of the day, it's missed shots, and that's just part and parcel of this game. They start making some shots. They'll keep shooting the ball from range, which again we saw a lot in the women's game. They do have a very good outside shooting team, so we'll expect to see that to come about in the last 3 quarters of this game. It's nothing to be overly worried about if you're a Sturt fan. They are right. They're still in this game. They are right in this game. The only thing I will say about what I'm seeing in regards to momentum and urgency is that the Lions look to have a lot more purpose out of the court. There seem to be a lot more drive about the team as a whole when they're on the floor. All 5 players, when they're out on the floor, seem to be completely in tune with each other, that they're going to push and push and push offensively and defensively.
You're right. That's exactly what it does look like. It looks like they're playing as one. While the Sabres are obviously playing as one, but I would say to a lesser extent. It looks like there's more individual play and ISO play, and potentially late passes, like they should have passed it maybe a second or 2 earlier to try and just get that extra open man. You can saw it with a bit of a wayward shot earlier, but the Lions, I must admit, props to them so far. They've played as one.
I absolutely agree. It's a lot more unbalanced shots where feet aren't set. They're away from the basket. A lot more contested shots coming from the Sturt Sabres than we're seeing set open looks from the Central District Lions. So that's where they got the 8-point lead. They're taking better shots. But look, at the end of the day, there's still 3 quarters left to play. I'm sure the Sturt Sabres, being the team that they are, will keep themselves right in this game all the way through.
Yeah, absolutely. I do not doubt that at all. As Hoffman goes up to the block, he can't get that block, but he lets the offensive board as well.
And the putback from Dylan Rawson as well. There's a great rebound, hungry rebound in this first 15 seconds of the second quarter. Tyson Hoffman from range, off the back of the iron, Sturt into offensive transition.
Rawson dishes it out. Can't get it to go. He's struggled a little bit to the night, Kalagos. Just a little bit.
He seems uncomfortable in short ranges.
Yeah, I feel like if you gave him maybe another couple feet out, it'd be a totally different story.
It's very strange how some players find themselves a lot more comfortable from 20 feet away rather than 15 feet away. It's not a lot of difference, really. It's not. But
it's just more of a mental thing.
It's how you set your feet, how high you jump, your recoil on your shot. it does change from a longer distance to a mid-range distance. So, but that's evolution of your gameplay.
Still struggling to find it a little bit, but that one was a little bit closer.
But good to see he's not afraid to still take the shot.
Yes,
that's
exactly
important.
Right.
You know, you miss your first 3 or 4 shots, you think, this is going to be a long night. But no, it's only a long night if you just sit on it and just go, oh, okay, I'll just, not shoot now. Big 3, exactly what they needed.
As the officials warning the bench to settle their excitement down a little bit. It's fair enough. You guys can celebrate, just stay off the court.
It was a rebound off the ball, but that was after the shot was up. Foul was called on Max Kaligoros. But 3 points were still good for the Sabres, bringing this one back to a 3-point lead.
Simpson off to Hoffman. He's looking around. Martin, Simpson, dishes it out. The good ball movement right here. Martin, sorry. Hoffman goes in, penetrates. Oh, Simpson loses it, and it's a Sturt ball. Kaligoros. See, he's struggling a little bit with the shot, but he's there when it needs to be on the defensive end.
He's still keeping himself in the game.
Absolutely. And there he found that one. So a bit of transition offense by the Sabres, working out in their favour without the points.
As long as you're keeping yourself active in the game, and Kaligoros isn't putting the points on the board, but you've got to stay in the game. As soon as you shut yourself off, if something's going wrong, you shut yourself off from the game, then you might as well sit on the bench. But he's not, which is a good sign for him. He'll start to find his range as this game progresses.
Daniel Nash finding his way to the line after a foul. Another opportunity to cut it down to a 1-point game. 8 minutes remaining in the half. Sorry. 22-19. It's been a very tight game. Like we mentioned, the Lions have pushed it out a little bit, but honestly, just like the women's game, the Lions have reeled it back in. The opposing team had just reeled it back in again. Nash puts up his first, sinks his first one.
Feels like the first quarter, from a Sabres perspective, was your warming up quarter. Lions came out of the gate pretty quick, and now the Sabres are catching up with that momentum and that purpose on the court. So they've come out almost a completely different team in the second quarter, which is really positive for the Sabres. They needed to. If they kept the same tempo of their game going in the second quarter as it was in the first, then they would be finding themselves well and truly out of this game at this point in time. But as it is, they're only 2 points down at the line to tie it up.
Rawson grabbing the big offensive rebound and earning another 2.
He's been big.
Has been big. He's been everywhere. He's been in both ends of the floor. He's actually been very big. Can't get his first one to sink. This is back to the official.
Same as last time. Missed the first one.
Yep.
So by all rights, should hit this one.
That should work like that. And he does.
I was going to see if the commentator's curse worked. I was just going to see if that was a thing. But no, clearly not. It's a myth.
Take a bow, Mr. Brown.
Yeah, that's right. You're welcome, Mr. Wilson.
Yeah, exactly right. Thank you very much.
That was for him. I did that's all. There you go.
Helping him out a little bit.
Just got to do what you got to do.
That's it. Anyway, we're at 1-point game, 22-21 at Pasadena on a chilly night there. As Simpson is at the line to try and push that lead back out again. And it does. 1 possession game. Simpson gets the nice bounce off the rim in the glass. Back out to 3 points. Only 1 possession, but it's totally fine.
Sturt controlling their offense. Looking for the open shot, which is taken off the front of the iron. Fight for the rebound, Central's ball. Back to the transition offense for the Lions, and they push it up ahead quickly. Takes a bit of contact, not enough to draw the foul, and shot drops for Keith Jumper.
Ooh, fakes him out with the. Not even fake, he just bit on the.
Oh, that was a huge commitment.
Yeah, that was. Oh, a bit of a head back there, and he's called for the travel. Rawson not happy. Feels like he got hit a little bit. A lot, by the looks of it. A flop warning on the Sabres, I believe. as the official speaks to the Sabres coach. Have a bit of a one-on-one as the timeout is called.
Nice to see Tony Casella back in Australia again after his trip off to the NBA Summer League for some coaching seminars and a bit of experience in another atmosphere and a whole another level of league as well. So
I believe Tracy York is still over there for the Tigers.
Yep, she's over there with the Utah Jazz at the moment, coaching their Summer League affiliate team, which is great to see.
It'd be nice to see what she brings back down to Australia, not only for the Tigers but for the Sixers as well.
It's been a really positive Aussie experience for a lot of our guys heading over. So Mitch Creek had 3 cracking games for the Dallas Mavericks. So you would keep everything crossed for a contract, for a 2-way contract. He's done everything he can. He's thrown it all out there. He is who he is, and if the Mavericks want to do something right, they'll put Mitch Creek's name down on a contract. That's for sure.
What do you reckon is going on in the Sturt huddle right now? Well, besides the boys walking back onto the floor, but
tidier offenses.
Yeah.
I think it hasn't been a fluid set that we've seen so far. It's been few and far between. A lot of the points have come from second opportunity rebounds, and just need to see a bit more of a happier offense, getting the ball moved around, finding open looks and finding cleaner shots. I think that's probably what's going to be crucial. It's what we didn't see in the first quarter. It's what we saw from the Lions, cleaner shots.
That's exactly right. More fluid and more fluid motion.
Even a shot like that, rims out, was still an open look.
Yeah. Martin can't get on the go. Hoffman from 3.
Absolutely wide open. You've got to hit those, and he does.
Boom goes the dynamite.
The Tyson Dynamite, 8 points up, Lions leading into this one. 6 minutes, 35 seconds left to play in this first half. Starting to open back out again for the Lions.
But I still feel like it can go either way, which is fantastic.
Boom shakalaka, straight back on your Dynamite there. Jan Vorbout bringing it back to a 5-point game.
And just like that, it's back real close. Martin, bit of between his legs, Hoffman looks at, gets his pass picked off. It's not what they wanted straight off the bat, but it doesn't matter. They're back on defense, nice and easy. And there is going to be, I believe, Sturt ball still, and there's a foul on Hoffman.
I think we've filled our NBA Jam quota for the game within about 20 seconds. So
yes.
Tick and tick.
Checkmate. And we'll definitely leave the NBA Jam quota at home next time.
Yeah, I think that's
Simpson bringing the ball up nice and fast like he likes it. Oh, miscommunication. He ducked the ball.
Head up, eyes up.
Bit of laughing on the floor, which is good.
Look, these things will happen. That's
that's basketball.
That's it.
Bit of miscommunication, it happens.
But he's a trailer. He's not expecting to get the ball at the top of the key while he's sort of running in to make his position and down the post. He's going to be there to set some screens. He's going to be there to receive the ball in the low post to post up against someone.
Ooh!
As bang, another splash. Second 3-pointer for the game for Mike Short.
Simpson hanging out in the midcourt, drives his way in, looking for a pass, spins in, gets got.
Great
D. Travel.
Great D. Kept it in front of him again, arms up, tracking the ball. Did not let him get a looking at that basket.
The boys are loving that one. The boys are getting around him.
Fantastic defense from Harry Remst.
The Lions aren't particularly sure what's going on. Martin pointing to the bench, questioning what's happening. Sabre ball, bringing it back up again.
And all of a sudden, we have a 2-point ball game.
Just like that. 5.5 minutes to go. 27-29. Sturt, they picked it up. They picked up the pace of game.
And they found their range again from deep.
Rawson backs up into the post, takes on, says, you know what,
he's a unit.
Come on in. He says, come on in, Martin, I'll show you a thing or two.
He's a unit. He is going to move you in that post when he's down. He is going to move you out the way, and he's going to get to the basket every time.
Simpson and one, finishes the contact. Very nice. He's like, you know what, I can do this. I can do this really well. And he does. He just does it great. This is fantastic. 29-31.
Straight through, great control, poised at the basket and finishes.
Yes. Says, you may be bigger than me, but I will still finish this. As he's smiling at the line.
He's happy he got an N1.
Yeah, he wouldn't be.
He'll be smiling again after this shot. Oh. But it rims out.
He would have. He would have been smiling. Rawson dishes back out as they put up the massive
again.
Swish.
Whoa! 3 from 3 from outside from Mike Short.
As he lights up the Sabres bench. They love it life right now.
They are finding themselves in the lead for the first time tonight.
Lions can't answer back with their own 3. This is where the Lions really settle, get a nice defensive stop, and push. Ooh.
Oh, not of the shoelaces. Not of the shoelaces.
As they put up another jack of victory, hits the front of the iron.
He
just scrapes that front of the iron. I was going to say the Lions needed that defensive stop when they got one, so props.
Exactly what they needed. This is what we expected from both teams.
Yes, 100%.
Both teams going at it each way, lead changing hands now. This is what we want to see. This is what we came in, it's what you guys tuned in to see. Good help defense coming in from jumper.
And Simpson turned the ball over for the Lions, then ends up on the Sabres unit side. We've got a timeout to the Sabres. Coach Casella wants to talk it over.
Set up a play.
Yep, it's fair enough. We've had, just like that, we've had a bit of a swing, and what do you know, the Sabres are in the lead.
But that's on the back of 3 straight 3-point shots.
Yep. 2
from Mike Short and 1 from big Jon Vorbout as well. So that's going to bring them right back to the game. Their long range, this is what we spoke about at the break. Their long range game is going to keep them in this game, and it absolutely hasn't brought them right back in and in front with 4 minutes to play in this second quarter. So at this point, if you're Ricky Simpson, you are calming your players down. They've let in some play. They've let in some shots from long range, which Sturt were always going to do. They've let in some shots, but that's okay. It's the second quarter. There's still stacks of game to be played. It's now about settling your players down, getting your defensive unit to speak to each other and to make sure that they're not allowing open looks from long range, because they do have the big boys to get through into the paint and get some cheeky points in from down low. They don't want to allow their 3-point shooters like Mike Short, like Rawson, to really heat up, because it will be lights out if that continues in that vein for the rest of the game.
We'd basically be going home early if they start to heat up. As Rawson can't get this back to basket going. Lions up to her. Dishes it out. Sorry, not swishes. Just getting ahead of myself.
Defense.
Again, igniting the bench from the Sabres side. Fantastic.
Perfect example of split line defense. Not so much the assumption of where that player was going to go, but he took the offensive player and made him go where he wanted it to go. His body weight, it never moved to overcompensate to go to the sideline. It stayed straight, stayed strong, stayed split line. And as soon as the Central Districts player went forward to go to that split line, that's where he cut him off and drew the offensive foul, and Sturt, bang! Another 3-point shot, pushing the lead out to 4 points.
That was an entirely good possession there by the entire Sturt side. And it worked out. It got them 3 points on the board as they pick up a defensive board, as it almost gets picked away. But yeah, exactly what you were saying. It's a bit of miscommunication there, and the turnover there. Dishes up to Ashura. He's gone up for the one. Can't get that one to go. The putback is good though. Arms off the air, bit of a celebration.
He liked it.
He liked it. I liked it.
Yeah, we liked
nice.
it. Yeah, we liked it. Hope you guys at home liked it as well, because we certainly did here.
Reeves in and 1. Harry Reeves says, you know what, I can do better.
He has had a pretty good last 3 minutes.
Yeah, he's been around it.
He's been defensively very good. Drawing the stop on Simpson through the key, drawing the offensive foul there by, again, leading his offensive player where he wanted him to go and being all over him like a blanket. And again, the same situation happened down here, drawing another offensive foul, and then the N1, missing the foul shot though, and the Central's into a bit of up-tempo basketball.
Ooh, can't get that to go the fight there. No, they've teched him up, I believe. They've teched up jumper. As Coach Simpson has a word with the official to say why. What's going on?
Maybe delay a game?
Yep, they've definitely teched him up, so it's going to be Sabre ball. and Sabre shots and the ball.
That was a very poor third foul for Jumper. Completely unnecessary. If that was for delay of game, which I think he might have had a warning for previously, if that was a delay of game tech, and that's drawn him his third foul. 3 fouls in the first half, and he's been very important in these first 2 quarters of the game. That's going to be crucial for them. He can't afford another one. Staying in the game, though, very important player for the Lions.
It's a little bit risky keeping him in the game, considering how close the contest is and how important he has been tonight, like you said.
And he's a physical player too, and he's always going to be in and amongst it, going for the blocks, getting body on players, as he's doing right now, getting caught up and tangled. He's got to watch that, or he'll find himself on the bench until the 4th quarter.
Ooh, he was, as he finished the shot, and it doesn't matter, but that was too close for comfort.
Very close, and if I was Ricky Simpson, I'd be getting him out of the game right now, because he looks like ready and set to commit a 4th foul.
And he'll be sitting on the bench for the entire third by the looks of it if he does. Hoffman, big defensive rebound there, fights that one. Ooh, the youngster's gone right in, and he's finished it. No, he hasn't. It's somehow managed to rattle out. Achua unlucky on that attempt.
We see a better finish this time.
No, but still struggling to find his shot.
Still aggressive. It's interesting to see a lot of trailers getting hit with the ball, or getting hit up with the balls that are coming through, rather than just waiting for them to get into their position and starting their offenses from there. And as we've sort of called it there, Jumper sitting down, which is important. He's looking a bit frustrated out there, and we all know what that leads to.
Ricardo Martin checking in back in for Jumper.
Lions want to reduce this gap
Hoffman.
before half-time.
The ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be, by the looks of it, Sturt ball. Warbert brings the ball back in, dishes it off. Short, holding up at midcourt. Passing it around. Very nice. Oh, unlucky to get the low pass there. Hoffman brings it up, dishes it off to Martin.
Great pass, finish it off.
Unlucky on the dime. Very nice dime there.
To quote everybody's favourite commentator, that was centimetre perfect from Hoffman. That pass was absolute spot, and it had to be to get in front of that third player, but unlucky on the finish.
We're at 40 to 35 with under a minute remaining. We're at 45 seconds remaining, which is incredibly
big shot.
Ooh.
They needed that to fall within this last minute of the first half, bringing it back to a 2-point game for Martin. Great shot, timely shot from the Lions. They need to stop here.
They do. 2-point contest, 30 seconds remaining. Oh, the Lions have managed. No, they haven't. They've not lucky enough to pick it up. And
there it is.
There he's got his first point, or not first points, I don't believe, but he's got his first bucket from the floor after a while.
And that's a confidence boost. It might have been from a centimetre out, but look, end of the day, ball through the hoop, that's going to be a confidence booster no matter where you shoot it from.
We're under 8 seconds. Lions ball, struggling to get it in. The finger roll, can't get it to go, and that is going to be a foul.
I think another technical foul.
I think it's a tech, yeah.
Possible contact on that last drive to the hoop.
That's his third foul for the night too.
And we see another tech, leading to a third foul. Another important player in Sapwell. He's had a good first half, and that's just unnecessary, especially when you find yourself 4 points down.
Well, they're not going to want to finish this, obviously the quarter 4 points down on a tech. Like finishing it just down is okay, but finishing it on the negative aspect of a technical foul is not what they want to have.
And this is where your leaders of your team, your Ricardo Martins, these guys, your Sapwells, your Simpsons, these guys now need to bring their group together.
Yes.
Go, okay, we've got a couple of techs, but let's just forget about it now. That's the first half that's put to bed. It's gone. We don't need to be dwelling on it. We just need to watch ourselves play the game, because that's what they just need to make sure they focus on and not lose their heads over this.
Coach Simpson having a word with the official as they've called half time now. The scoreline is set at 42 to 38. So So at Pasadena, it's the Sturt Sabres taking on the Central District Lions, and at halftime the scores are 42-38, with much more to come in this game. So obviously there's a lot more to come, like I just said, and not gonna lie, I'm actually very excited because it's going back and forth. So we'll see you very, very shortly after a short intermission. Get that popcorn for the second half, and we'll see you very, very soon. And welcome back to round 17 action of the Basketball SA Premier League, powered to you by Space Quake Sports. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're warm and ready for a second half. What do you reckon is going to happen in the second half, AB?
It's going to be much the same thing. It's going to be a lot of back and forth. Both teams have now really put their flag in the ground and said, right, we're here, we're not going to be moved. We've seen Centrals push themselves out to an 8-point lead, and we've seen the Sabres bring that right back and get themselves in front. So both teams showing that they're going to go hard at it, and it's going to be one on the defensive end. So whoever can stop the other team from scoring the most. I mean, obviously we know that the highest scorer is always going to win this game, but it comes down to defensive intensity and who's going to apply that better. We've seen Sturt not have the most fluid offense. All of a sudden, in the last probably 5 minutes of that first half, things started to click.
We have definitely seen glimpses of goodness from both sides, so that's a thing. So at half-time, leading scorers, Rawson, 13, sorry, for the Sabres, Rawson 13 points, Warbert 7, and Short with 10. But remember, Short's 10 had 3 back-to-back triples, really bringing the Sabres back into the contest. He really drove them back in that final. It was a few minutes. As we start the quarter with tech free throws to end as what ended the last half. But with the Centrals, as I was going on, Martin with 7 points, Sappo with 7 points, and Jumper with 6. And the problem with Jumper is he's back on the floor now, which is very risky. He's playing with 3 or 4 fouls, and he obviously doesn't want to pick up another one. He'll sit the rest of the game or sit until the final quarter if it goes up close.
It's going to be important though. It's going to be important because they find themselves down 5 now. So you start your second half with your best 5 that have been playing within that game. It's not the starting 5 that you're going with. I can't remember who our starting 5 were for Centrals, but you go with your best 5 from that first half of 5 that have gelled together the best in this game and produced the most productivity.
Absolutely.
So that's what they've gone with, and that's what they have to do. If they can move this to level pegging, get themselves back in front again, then you'll probably see him back on the bench again.
Well, you got to remember they were leading for a considerable amount of time in the first half. So obviously they're going to get in there to get the W, but show them, say we've got something to prove, we got something to say. And despite the season's being quite over, as the ball's almost blocked by Ricardo, we'll be ready for next season. We want to be here. We want to be here. We want to do everything we can to get another spot and another opportunity here.
And there we go, bringing you back to 3 points. Ricky Simpson at halftime would have really brought these guys back down to earth again. Yeah. They seem to be frustrated. They seem to start to lose their cool. A couple of texts in the last few minutes and a little bit of disjointed play. Now they seem to have settled and they look a lot more comfortable on the court.
Exactly right. I feel like they would have had to bring them together saying, all right, let the emotions go. That's done. That we finished that in the second half, in the first half, sorry. It's now the second half where we're only a few points down. We can do this.
And a stop on the defensive end for the Lions as well. So that's good signs for them at this early period of the third quarter. Exactly what they needed, and they need a score here to bring this either back to 1 point or level pegging. From a long range, way out from the car park.
Mate, take a bow, please.
Sap did very well from very, very, very far away.
Drove him down to the baseline, can't get it.
And all of a sudden, a settled, more structured Lions defense, creating bad shots and turnovers.
Caligaros is really struggling tonight. He hasn't been able to find his form. He's scored 1 basket from what I remember, but I feel like it's slowly seeping in that he's having a bit of a shocker, unfortunately. Simpson bringing the ball up. Martin, quick step, lines it out. Hoffman. Open 3, should sink it, does. Very nice, very good stroke there. Timeout, Costello is not happy. You can see in the facial expression, he's not pleased at all with the first few minutes of play.
And all of a sudden, the seesaw continues. We see it, all of a sudden we see Central's back in the game, the seesaw continues in this matchup.
The Lions up 45-43 early in the third quarter, basically demonstrating, hey, this can go either way, and we can go back to Starplex with another win and a massive smile on your face when you've knocked off. It's always happy to knock off a team that's big, that's higher than you on the table.
And their best 5, starting their second half, have done exactly what Coach Simpson would want them to do. They've been aggressive and they have been clean. That's been the most crucial part of what they've done in their offense. They've been clean and they've been settled. The Sturt offense has been just drop that fluidity that they had in the last few minutes of that first half. That's gone again. And back is the uncertain, the unsettled offense, causing some bad shots and some bad passing. This timeout crucial for Tony Casella to settle his players back down again, get his troops back out onto the court, settled and controlled.
Like I mentioned, like his facial expression did not look pleased at all. So I think he was just going into that chat, that little chat, and he was like, you know what, we got to change. I don't know what you guys are doing, but you're not listening at halftime, because hopefully we see a different Sabre unit for the next 7 or nearly 8 minutes.
Things were going their way in the last few minutes of that first half, and it's very, very easy to get, even with a small lead, a little bit of complacency creeps in. There's been a couple of tech fouls against the opposition. You're up by 4 points. Things seem to be going your way, and it's very easy to fall into the trap of going, yes, this is our game. This is our game. We are in complete control, and getting ahead of yourself. So this will be a very important offense for the Sabres.
Well, that's exactly right. They've had a few tech fouls in the last few minutes of the first half. So if I was a Sabre, I'd be like, all right, let's play through the boys who got teched. As Rawson gets his foul, that's his fourth.
That's going to be 4.
That's his 4.
No?
No, third. No.
Lucky.
No, he didn't cop it. He's lucky.
Yeah,
I feel like that may have been too close for comfort there.
They end up being called on Simpson for a bit of a hack, but that open shot, probably would have liked that to have gone in from a Sabres perspective. I mean, realistically, the shot was right there, just put a little bit of contact, throw off the shot. But it did its job. He's got 2 shots to bring this back to an even ball game.
Sinks his first.
Goes against Trent and hits the first.
Rawson. Level pegging.
Better. This has been a fun battle to watch.
Yeah, it has, hasn't it?
They are both very quick players. And Rem seems he's just got some great ability to get ahead of his player and to chop off. You watch it here. You see, watch his footwork when he's against a quicker player. I mean, he's lightning quick, but he's keeping his feet set. And he's keeping in front of the player.
Ooh, the Lions throw that one away.
Speak of the devil, there he is.
Reams up and under, can't get it to go. Hits the bottom of the rim. Unfortunately, that would have been a great play to finish. But you're exactly right. Both players have been like just all over the court. They've been everywhere. They've just been lightning to watch and excellent to watch.
They've been a barometer for both of their respective teams as well.
Yeah.
When they're flying, when they're in control of the ball, things are happening.
Ooh, Hoffman with the tip. Rawson. Calagoras can't get it to go. Unfortunate again. He's struggling. Hoffman brings it up the court. There's a bit of a miscommunication there. Doesn't matter. Oh, no, it does. He can't get it to go. And the Sabres are bringing it back up again. They want to say, you know what? We want to slow this game down. This is our game.
We want to see Calagoras finish his shot off better. He's jabbing at it. He's close to the basket. He's got a high release, so if the ball doesn't have to travel too far through the air before it's going to reach the basket.
Ooh.
Great under basket move. There it is, under basket move from Dylan Rawson there to bring it back to a 2-point ball game.
Rawson just down there saying, just having his way in the paint. Jumper, can't get it to go. Out-muscled underneath the rim. Reams. Get a bit of contact, body contact. Good defense there by Simpson though. Very nice there. That's exactly what he needed.
A stronger finish to the basket. It's almost like when he's taking jump shots, he's timid and he's just sort of trying to caress it rather than go through his proper shooting motion and hit the shot.
Hopefully Calageros can actually get it to go now. Rawson gets the call, but not the basket.
Unlucky roll.
Bounced both sides of the rim, didn't fall though.
And Jumper's picked up his 4th foul.
Ooh. Surely he'll be checking out of the game now. As he does.
Yep, Girardi doing just that, kicking him out of the game.
Teammates give him a bit of an applause. You know he's playing like with his absolute heart in his sleeve too. Like he's out there, he wants to win this game. He knows it's in their grasp.
And he knows that he's a key contributor to exactly that, as Wilson misses the first.
Yep. Good foul, kind of. Give and take.
I'd still prefer the foul to be
on someone else.
To be, yeah, exactly right. If you're a Centrals fan.
Reeves, bring the ball up quick. Oh, fakes him, sends him left.
Oh no!
He sends him. I think he sent him to another canteen. He's gone the wrong way to go to the Sturt canteen.
We went to the canteen to get some candy right there, and just I think he got a bit too excited when he got to the basket.
And it's going to be a Sturt ball. A little bit of defensive lapse there. Offensive lapse, sorry.
A couple of basic errors from both teams.
Settle down, settle down.
And Reams is doing the exact right thing there. Great leadership, young man.
I feel like he's got quite a lot to learn in his young career. And one. Finishes through the contact.
Plows through the keyway. He's like a juggernaut when he's on and rolling. Watch the replay here. Gets the ball, and he is full steam ahead. Just knocks Girardi out the way. Finishes very deftly from underneath the basket.
Girardi didn't know where he was. Bad body contact there. He's trying to keep the...
Got hit by the Rawson bus.
Yeah. Gets it the fall. Very nice. All of a sudden, we're up to 52 to 45. We're up 7 points by Sturt Sabres. With just under 5 remaining. We're at 4 minutes 53, ladies and gentlemen. Trua checks back into the game. He's been off the floor for a while. He's had quite a cracker game. Hoffman. Ooh. Play on. Trua. Hoffman. As the shot clock winds down to 3. Gets it up. Gets it good. Very nice finish there.
Great roll to the basket.
Despite through the traffic.
Very soft hands at the finish.
Yeah. Very nice touch. Ball it. Hits the side iron. Trua pushing the ball up. Look at him go. Oh, the idea was definitely there.
Again.
Idea was there.
He's in the passing lane every time. He's got...
It's those things that don't get recorded, like your defensive awareness on the floor.
It won't go down as a steal. It won't go down as a steal.
Exactly right.
But his positioning on the court has been second to none.
Simpson gets his basket, gets a second chance point. But it's those things that don't get recorded, like the pick passes, the presence, the hounding of players, the setting of the screens, rolling off screens, setting other screens behind play. Is exactly what he needs. He's playing a cracker of a contest. Martin spins out. Rawson, runs into Rawson. Lions pushing it up. Hoffman. Ricky. Gets the side iron, and the Sabres pick up another board. Reeves. Rawson. Dishes it out. Thinks about a triple. It's going to be Sabre ball. Off with deflection. As both sides make a couple subs. Change it up a little bit.
Castle's never going to be on from that position on the court, but being knocked out of bounds where it is right now, great opportunity for Sturt with 9 seconds on the shot clock to set up a quick play, quick shot in the basket.
Exactly right. Resets it up and stops the clock. Reeves against Girardi.
Almost slips. Great pass. Dish. Great pass. He is the man in this game. He is the one that is holding the game by the scruff of the neck for the Sabres.
You couldn't get that. Was centimetre perfect.
That was absolutely spot on.
Carno Martin airballs that one. Thinks about that 3. Stolen / blocked. I'm going to go with, but he's called with a foul there. Unfortunate, because that was very, very great defensive efforts there.
Looks clean from this end, but we're back behind the play.
Reeves looking at this dish again.
Almost slips there, and just great awareness, great balance from Reeves to find Warbout for the finish.
Thinks he's going to go left, but he goes right.
He almost tricked himself.
Yeah. 2 shots for the Lions. Angus Fisher at the line. Sinks his first. A 4-point game, 2 minutes 44 remaining. The scores are 54 to 50. just like his shoes, he's got a pair. That was incredibly lame, but it's totally fine. AB gave me a little cheeky look, saying, "What are you doing, mate?"
What did you say that?
Yeah, that was...
It said tongue in cheek, that's for sure. Ball movement, good ball movement from the Sabres. Finds the cutting man,
nice.
Great finish.
That's bread and butter for him, mate. Bread and butter.
I think we found his range.
Yes.
A foot, but that's okay as long as they're getting plenty of ball inside for those shots. Then he's found himself the range within this game.
Nibs drives in, looks for a pass, dishes it out. Girardi pushes inside, gets up with the finger roll, and this is a foul. Unlucky.
Catches some contact to the forearm as he was going through.
Not happy, but it is what it is.
That's what happens when you got arms that long.
Yep.
They're going to get hit.
Yep. Caligaros grabs his third foul. Might want to watch yourself as he's picking up a little bit of steam. Girardi at the line. Sinks it first. Down to a 4-point game. The Lions definitely well and truly into this one. At Pasadena. It's going to be a long ride home with a win. It'll be an even longer ride home if it's a loss. 2 from 2. Very nice.
Back to a one-shot game.
Ooh. Possessions are going to be crucial at this point.
Both teams into the bonus on the fouls. 2 minutes to play in this third quarter.
Caligaros. Rawson puts it up. Bit of a jab step. First step. Dishes back out. They put it up. Rattles in. Very great finish there.
Kicks it out to short. Does not come up short. Knocks another one. 4 from 4 from long range for Mike Short. Exactly what the Lions needed to do. The quick answer coming from Lachlan Nibs. This is this shot for shot, back and forth that we've been seeing all game that we did not expect to change at all.
Wilson dishes back out, penetrates in, short. What is he going to do with it? He's looking around, he's still looking around. Warbit dishes it out, they put up the triple. A swish! That's what, 3 straight possessions where they've ended in triples.
It's a shootout. There's a shootout at Pasadena. I said it once, I'll say it again. We can totally rename this place Splashadena, the way this shootout's happening. And Girardi to the basket, nice and strong, finishes. Brings it back to a 4-point ball game.
We're at 45 seconds to go in the contest, ladies and gentlemen. 4-point game, can go either way. A couple possessions here and there. Caligaros inside, backs the basket, dishes it out to Warbit, puts up that triple, and rattles that out. Unlucky. Achua pushes it up, Hoffman. Achua again.
He'll use up every second of this shot clock.
Exactly right.
Only gives Sturt 4 seconds for an answer.
Hoffman dictating play. Oh, unlucky there.
Not
the best decision there.
Don't know where he was going with that pass. But gifted the final shot of the third quarter to the Sabres.
Can't get that one to go. Oh, put one up. And it's going, and it's not going to make it. Lachlan Nibs missing that last possession there. Kind of wound up in his hands. And, well, why not take that shot?
I think that quarter was everything that we expected to be coming out of halftime.
Absolutely.
Shot for shot. Both teams are putting together scores that will win this ball game. We're not looking at a 40-point to 40-point game at the moment. We're getting above 60 points. Both teams are putting some scores on the board, which is really crucial. We've seen them both only get, over the last 5 weeks, only 3 or 4 times over the last 5 weeks, only putting together around about 60-ish points within the entire game, and now we've seen that happen in the first 3 quarters. So that's really positive from both teams from an offensive perspective. It's now about who controls their defensive end better.
Absolutely. I mean, it's 62-58, end of the third quarter. And remember, the last time they met, the game went down to the wire again. It was what? What was the scoreline? 83-73. So a 10-point contest. Nothing in that. A few possessions, a few defensive stops, and look where we are now. We're even closer, even tighter heading into the final turn.
And in the last few minutes of that game, of that quarter again, we saw the lead change hands a few times.
Yeah.
And I expect nothing less from this fourth quarter. Is whoever comes out with the most settled offense and controls the defensive end better. They're not allowing any second chance shots and making sure they're locking down on long-range shooters, because both
exactly right.
will try and push this game out by hitting long-range bombs.
Well, exactly right. Well, Short's obviously very effective from deep for the Sabres, but like look at this. The side on the central side, they've had a few players that have, you know, just knocked them back easily. I mean, and that was without Keith Jumper, who's sitting in foul trouble. Like, exactly right, it's a massive foul trouble. By half time, Jumper has what, 6 points, 8 rebounds. So he's flirting with a double-double by half time. And he was on the floor for a little bit during the third, but picked up his 4th foul and was fortunate to not pick it up earlier. But him coming back onto the floor in the final term, maybe mid to late, depending on how the scoreline goes and how badly they need him, it'll just settle the contest.
And look, even though we're only seeing 6 points, 8 rebounds, we take that away. Yeah. His defensive pressure and effort against Kalogeros as well has been really important. Kalogeros is averaging around about 12 points per game, and he's had a few he's scored some baskets from underneath with some fortunate putbacks, but the pressure that he's had on the short-range jump shots, whether it be a technical thing, because it looks like that he's sort of stopping short on his shots as he's putting them up from short range, but that defensive pressure from
Reeves?
No, I don't know.
No, you've lost it?
Yeah, but from Jumper, there we go, I should remember that. I'm wearing a jumper, so I should have remembered that one. But the defensive effort from Jumper, that pressure to make Kalogeros think about his shot more, change his shot, change the balance within his shot has caused a lot more miss from Kalogeros as we probably would have otherwise seen.
Yeah, usually he does have a much more efficient game on both ends of the floor. So it looks like Jumper's really had his number tonight. As the sides are ready to go on the floor, we're just waiting on the officials talking to the score table. As it's a few extra seconds for each side to chat with their side. Wonder what do you think was happening in that Sturt huddle there by Coach Casella?
I think they're big-time players. They're the Rawsons, the Warbouts. These guys leading their team and making sure that they're staying controlled and keeping their offense fluid. That's where they have broken down previously within this game, when their offense starts to get out of control. When that ball is being kicked around, there's bad passes, there's passes being made into trailers. Once they can control their offense, which we've seen when they've been under control, very fluid offenses, that's where we've seen Sturt at their very best tonight.
Well, that's exactly right. And you can see the difference between the sides. With the Sabres on the floor, having a bit of a giggle, smiling around, having a bit of a laugh, looking back at their bench, even the bench having a bit of a giggle. When you look over to the Lions, like, they're all business. You can see it in their eyes. They're
thinking about what's going to happen next, and how they're going to do, what their next stage is, what their next step is, what their next play is.
Exactly right.
So they're on defense. So what are they going to do now? Pardon me, they're on offense. So what are they going to do now? What play are they setting up with? Who's going to take the shot? Who's going to make the difference here for the first shot coming out into the fourth quarter?
Well, there you go. Even Mike Short, just instant pressure right off the bat. So Hoffman finds his way through, and he finishes it anyway. But as I was saying, Short's defensive pressure right off the bat is exactly what the Sabres needed to come out and apply with. Even though they had a 4-point lead at the time, they needed to keep it in their game.
That aggressive defensive mindset leading to the fourth quarter is very important. Great block from Tyson Hoffman. Sturt come up with the ball with 5 seconds on the shot clock. They only just realised.
Kalogeros can't get it to go. Bit of a rush shot. He had no choice though. Girardi gets it.
Right hands finish and one.
Runs into our camera nearly, but I believe it is okay.
It's all right. It's insured. Okay. It's fine.
No, he can't take it. It's insured. Girardi, great finish.
Great look, great hands.
Yes.
And poise under pressure. He had 2 Sturt players bearing down on that long touchdown pass, puts it in with the and one, steps to the line to make it a 3-point play.
The precision of that throw, though, fantastic.
Spot on.
That was, well, good, maybe 30-foot throw. Girardi to finish the N1. And he does.
That's exactly that. Nothing but the bottom of the cup.
Look at that. Scores have changed again. Lead has changed again. 63 to 62. Lions way. Big screen there by Rawson. Looks for the... got it. I was going to say the most ineffective pick and roll, but it was all right. We got there in the end. Walled out. 3. Rattles the rim. Can't get it. Big offensive rebound there by Rawson. Another offensive rebound. Gets done for... Oh, no, he doesn't get done for anything. Looks like he's going to get done for 3 in the key, but it's all good. He's going to the line for 2 instead.
Hustle, strength, and positioning under that basket to get himself opportunities to score again. He's been doing it all game.
He has. Rawson has definitely been hustling and bustling down everywhere. I was going to say down under the rim, but everywhere he's been.
He's a solid unit. There is no way you can get around him underneath the basket.
Yeah.
To get to that ball. He's talented enough. He's experienced enough to know where that ball is going to go and to put himself in the best position to gather himself, to gather the rebounds and give the Sabres second, third, fourth opportunities of scoring.
Absolutely. The Lions, big triple. I was so excited I called it a triple.
It's a triple.
It's a triple, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, that triple has knocked them out to a 3-point Lion lead. Reeves runs into a bit of trouble. Oh, unlucky there. Sturt bringing the ball up. He's been everywhere when he's been on the floor, hasn't he?
He's so quick.
Yeah.
He's everywhere.
Yeah, exactly right.
Wouldn't mind a GPS tracker on a tour to see whereabouts he's in
man, yeah.
Solid baseline defense from Sturt. Turns the ball over. Gets the trailing wall out. Kicks it back out. 3-point shot, no good.
Sturt again.
Off central, Sturt ball.
(66 to 63). 7 minutes 55 remaining into the game. It can definitely go either way, which we have said many times because it has.
We've seen what, 2-3 lead changes in 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Warbout sets the screen for Reeves, dishes it back out to Rawson, finds Warbout, finds it inside, can't get it to go though.
4 Central players collapse around Warbout there, which means that there was 4 open Sturt players.
Yes, exactly right.
The lifting of the eyes,
a little bit more,
seeing where your players are, having a little bit more awareness under the basket. I know as you're big, you're under the basket, you're strong, you know you can get it up and in. But on this occasion, you had 4 Central players around you. You had to find an open player.
Again, just with 2. Rawson, swish. Nothing but net.
Ties it up. Big shot from Dylan Rawson.
Girardi. Can't get that one to go. Looks like heavy collision there by Girardi and Reeves.
2 tough competitors going hard at the ball. Great to see Girardi drawing the foul.
I believe that was on Rawson, that last one. That's his second.
I like the Centrals lineup. It's a very aggressive lineup.
And there's a foul called on the Lions, I believe. It's going to be Sturt ball. That one there was on Hoffman, I believe. Number 30. That's his second.
And with the lineup that Centrals have out there right now, we're going to see a lot of quick transition offense. With Simpson running the point.
Yes.
But Simpson or Atua, you take your pick. They are both super quick.
Lachlan Nibb's not happy with that call. With it running into the shoulder, classifying as a push. Sturt ball.
Looked like a pretty fair contest.
Yeah, it was definitely a fair contest, but rules are rules. But I understand exactly. I'd call it a fair contest. I'll play on. Reeves. I'd also like to see his heat map as well.
He's been everywhere. He has been absolutely everywhere. It's been great to see. Great finish. Super strong to the basket. giving the Sabres the lead with 6 minutes and 30 seconds to play.
Matthews was like, nah, this is mine. I'm going to put this up and under. Simpson finds an open spot and says, I'm going to just show you up a little bit more as it rolls back, and then another tech.
Game delay. As soon as the ball goes through the basket, don't touch it.
Basically, yes.
Don't touch it. You just scored. It's great. It was a great move to the basket from Simpson. Don't need to spoil it by doing something silly.
That's his fourth too. So that's going to be crucial down the stretch, especially because it's 68 apiece.
And with Jumper on 4.
Him on 4.
Girardi came in as a direct replacement for Jumper when he left the game with his 4th foul. And now they're both on 4, 6 minutes and 18 seconds. And both have proven, I mean, we know how good Jumper is. Girardi has proven in this game to be a very, very crucial player.
Yes.
And with him on the bench now, with 6 minutes to play, down by a point, definitely not ideal.
69 to 68, 6 minutes remaining. Back to basket, Rawson takes on Ricardo Martin, but can't get it to go.
And a cheap foul.
Yeah.
From Rawson, just getting into the, just trying to, just knock the ball loose, just catching a bit of line elbow.
That's Rawson's third. Simpson directing orders. Ricardo Martin dishes it out, long 3, but there's going to be an offensive foul on the Lions. It's going to be Sturt ball again.
Called on Simpson.
Yeah, I believe that is number 3 on Simpson.
It's been a great matchup, Remsen Simpson.
Yeah, it has, hasn't it? It's gone back and forth so much. Short triple there. The Lions are really pushing up the floor. They know there's not much time left. They know that we can do this. It's only a 1-point game. And it's Sturt ball. Martin just treated hastily there. You can't get that one. You can't just buy a call tonight, can he?
Couldn't make his way around around Rawson. Whether that was the right time to drive with that little space, trying to work around someone who he's got some width. He's a unit. You're going to have a lot of hard time getting around him, especially when you haven't got much room on the baseline.
Exactly right. It's
different decision needed to be made.
Yeah. Reams battles. Oh, Hoffman says no, thank you. Not in my house, mate, and not in your house either. By the looks of it. Oh, the idea was there. Couldn't get it to go. A little bit of an extra pass, a little extra height on the pass, but at this stage of the game, it can't really afford those mistakes. The Sabres have caught the Lions sleeping there. And they've caught a late foul there. I believe that'll be on Ricardo Martin.
Definitely there. Would have been surprised if they let that foul go.
On the captain.
Last 2 Centrals possessions, we've seen two poor decisions. We can't call it in any other way. They weren't great decisions from the Central District players. It's 5 minutes to go, 6 minutes to go as it was when those 2 turnovers did happen. You've got to make sure that you're clearing it back out, choosing the right path to the basket. You're up by 5 or 6 points, 7 or 8 points for that, around about that sort of time frame. You can afford to make those moves to the baskets. You can afford to make those lob passes that might not just come off. Only 1 from 2 from Rawson. Sturt leading by 2 points, a tick under 5 minutes to play in this game. Sturt extending their defense, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers. Great teardrop. The very last second, just banking them high off the backboard, tying it up at 70 apiece.
70 apiece, quite a scoreline, with 4.5 minutes to go. Especially how much we mentioned they were struggling to score both sides prior to the contest started. So they both come out and said, well, we got something to prove.
We can score.
We can score.
We have scorers on both of our rosters,
exactly right.
And that can be proven. I mean, both of them have scored over 100 points this season in some capacity. As we get a 24-second shot clock violation, great pressure defense from the Lions, turning the ball over at a crucial time with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to play.
I feel like that kind of makes up for what happened earlier with the extra high pass. So, you know, we can do this. We can definitely do this.
You can start to peel it back. You start to create turnovers. You create a bit of urgency on the offensive end for Sturt. Create those turnovers.
Kind of Martin looking around. Simpson. Fine. Very, unlucky. Found him though. Found Sapwell. Kind of needed to make them pay for their efforts though. Sabres pushing inside. Warbout. Managed to find the 2 points.
I'm not sure if that's in the Jon Warbout handbook of shooting, but he'll take it. He'll take it every time.
Sabres settling down again. Coach Casetta screaming orders from the sideline, that's for sure.
Wide open.
Ooh.
And the contest continues, this time in the backcourt between Simpson and Remst.
Jumper. Warbout sends it away, but it ain't going to be classified as a block. It's definitely a foul on him.
And things are starting to heat up.
A little chippy. They're going to let their emotions go.
Well, it's not ideal for the game. It makes for some very, very good viewing.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's only a 2-point contest, 3 minutes, just over 3 minutes to go. But if this goes, if it continues the way it is, I would not be surprised if we found overtime.
Crucial foul shots coming up for Jumper.
Yes. I feel like this would be his opportunity to rectify himself for being in foul trouble early on.
And realistically, when it comes down to being in foul trouble, that tech,
it was a bit harsh.
If he comes out in this last 3 minutes and gets that 5th foul, he's only got himself to blame.
Yeah.
Realistically, there is no excuses for getting tech fouls for mouthing off or
for whatever reason.
For delay, even just delaying the game. You knock the ball away, just don't touch the ball.
Yeah. If it bounces off you, it's different.
You can walk away. But there's certainly no excuse for it. But hopefully he stays in the game because it's been a very, very entertaining game. We've been very, very lucky tonight. We've had 2 cracking games.
Yeah, we have.
Both games going down to the absolute wire. So it's been fantastic to watch, fantastic to be a part of.
It's been great to see the Lions, despite their struggles throughout the season, hang out. I mean, I know the Sabre men haven't had the greatest of season out. They started a bit sloppy. They ended up sending their import home, but they've managed to kind of save a season. At one point, they were in the race for 5th in that final position, while the Rockets were kind of struggling a little bit. They had a 3-game slide, but they're also battling the Panthers as well, who also wanted that last spot. But the Rockets ended up coming good and knocking away, saying this is our spot. But it's good to see the Lions holding their own still. Jumper. A bit of an unconventional form to the basket on that free throw, but it worked anyway.
Bit of a chuck.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of a chuck. Yeah,
an effective chuck.
A little bit of a chuck.
I had an effective chuck the other day.
Oh really?
Yeah. That wasn't fun.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't a good kind of. It wasn't a good kind of chuck. I feel like it was like it might be a kid's chuck.
Well, you feel a bit better after an effective chuck sometimes, but not on that occasion.
Hoffman.
Lawson picks up the foul.
Got the call. Rawson looking like, why am I getting that call?
And that's his 4th. Crucial foul. Crucial foul. He's been
instrumental, hasn't he?
He has been big for Sturt throughout this entire game. He's been an offensive powerhouse.
Yes, absolutely.
Not just in points himself, but in second opportunities, bringing down rebounds.
Yep. An offensive presence on the floor as well. Just saying his units. You were saying this massive unit walking in front of you, running in front of you in a screen or anything like that. The presence on the floor is massive. And
his talent level, he will draw opponents to him. If he's moving through the basket, through the keyway, he will draw opponents to him. Just as Jumper tries to get to the basket, misses the shot. Martin keeps it alive, and there is the man once again, Rawson, bringing the defensive rebound. 2 missed foul shots from Tyson Hoffman. With 3 minutes to go, and you're down by a point. Gee, they needed those.
Yeah. Jumper be lucky to, as he stumbles back a little bit. Lucky he's look to not pick up that 5th foul.
So nothing but net. Big time shot. That's what Sturt needed to push this one out to give them that extra advantage leading the last 2 minutes of this game. Pushing it out by 4 for the answer. No! No!
Is that a 4-point play? I believe that might be a 4-point play.
Guys, I tell you what, I know you just scored a 3-point shot, but I'm going to do it with a little bit more razzmatazz, a little bit more finish, style, and polish, and I'm going to go to the line to make this a 4-point play.
Sapwell basically says, I see your 3, but I'll raise you 4. Very nice.
Big time shot from a big time player with a big time name. And drawing the 4th foul on Mike Short as well, who has been lethal from long range. He leaves the court with 5. Then they lose a long-range bomber who they may need at the end of this game, at the end of this quarter, or potentially in overtime if we get there.
Well, we're on the way, definitely. I mean, 75 to 74 with the Lions having the opportunity to even the game up again. But we have a limited 2 minutes and 19 seconds remaining, ladies and gentlemen. It can go either way. For the 100th time, we've said that tonight.
We're going to see some frantic ball, I think, now in the last 2 minutes. It's going to be a lot of quick ball movement. We're going to see some tough decisions on plays. But look, this is going to be, if you need to go to the toilet, quickly do it right now because you haven't got much time. You get back here, get back to your seat.
Within the next maybe 10 seconds.
You've got no time. Don't worry about it. Hold it for the next 2 minutes and 19 seconds.
Yep.
Do not go anywhere. This one is going to go down to the wire.
You can go to the pantry, though, really quickly.
If it's nearby.
If it is not
nearby. Or send a family member, a child, wake them up. So you just get them up out of bed, get them to the fridge to get you something to eat, something to drink. Do not move from your seat.
Sapwell at the line to finish his 4-point blow. And he has not gotten it. Unfortunate there. So it's a 1-point margin to the Sabres. With 2 minutes, 15 remaining. Reeves, again, that name. Bouncing on the ball off the court. Dribbling. Stops.
You see the extended pressure defense from Centrals, which was absolutely expected. Those long arms of Ricardo Martin, blocking the way for Mike Short. Inside pass by Rawson. He's going to bullock his way through. He loses the ball. Centrals to take possession. With now under 2 minutes remaining, down by 1 point.
This is exactly the point where Casella and Simpson were like in their huddle saying, boys, keep your composure because any emotion, any outbreaks is going to result in a foul, and it's going to be any brain lapses, it's going to be a foul, and it's going to be crucial to the end of the contest.
It comes down to who's got the composure, who's got the mental fortitude to stay in this game, to keep their mind and focus on the game in this last minute and a half.
Absolutely.
You could draw up 1,000 plays. You could have gone through all the drills that you've gone through in the off season, in every other training you've had leading up to this point. But it's about the application of the focus of these players, and that's what both of these coaches will be stressing in this last minute and 46 seconds.
John Brett at the line to take the lead. Crowd goes dead silent. First one can't go. Still has the opportunity to tie up the ball game.
And he
bounces home.
Yeah. If you've just decided to tune back into this game, folks, make sure you go. Just quickly run next door, knock on the next door neighbours, get them inside as well. Watch the last minute and a half of this game. It's going to be the best game you'll see this weekend. Short.
Behind the back, a little bit of a handle there.
Bit of Tim Hardaway. As we get a 24-second shot clock violation, the second one this quarter. Great pressure defense. This is exactly what we thought we were going to see. We're going to see some frantic play, and that's exactly what's happened. Sturt weren't centered, they weren't controlled enough to get a decent shot up. Centrals just kept right at them. They extended their defense, extended the pressure, and now they've got opportunity to take the lead.
The Lions have just stepped up the pressure tonight in the fourth quarter. Sorry, they've just really been like, "No, we want this. We got this. This is ours." We have a minute and 7 seconds remaining, and the scores are tied. Simpson loses it. Sabres settling back down again. They're bringing the ball up. Looking around. I almost lost that one. A little bit of a ball handle there. Reeves. Short.
Almost through the foul from Sapwell.
Yeah. Reeves puts up the shot. Hits the back iron. Bounces out. Fights for the rebound. Settle down. Nope. Push it up further. Okay. Ricardo Martin puts it up. Hits the back iron too. Grabs his own rebound.
Oh, he could be called for over the back.
Oh,
no basket.
That's harsh.
Wiped away. Umpire says no basket. Foul to Ricardo Martin.
Ricardo Martin can't believe it. He's brushing his hair back. I don't blame him. He feels like he's done exactly nothing wrong. The official's telling him to settle down a little bit, settle the emotion down, as both sides go to the benches and just like, we have 33.2 seconds remaining. The score is tied. Got to make sure that everything has to be running perfect in this situation.
It's keeping your players calm and focused in this last 30 seconds. It can get absolutely crazy.
Yep.
And we all know it, we all see it. There should be mentally no difference between the last 30 seconds of the game to the first 30 seconds of the game.
Exactly.
You need to make sure that you're switched to the game and you stay on the game. You don't let the situation overcome you. Because if you let that happen, you can let the game slip through your fingers.
They got to stay cool, calm, and collective for the next 33.2 seconds. And otherwise, any mistakes it can potentially, it's a one possession game. It's not even a possession. Well, technically it is, but it can go, and it will cause a team to cop a W and cop an L.
Be interested to see who we see coming out of this timeout, whether there are any subs, any change up to the lineup. I wouldn't like to see any change up from a Sturt perspective. I wouldn't mind seeing Girardi come back in for the Lions. He's been great throughout this game.
Yep.
I just think the finish around the basket, the length that he provides, he's got length on shooting, he can get inside and he can finish comfortably and strong to the basket. And last 30 seconds, you want that length, you want that sort of that reach that Girardi plays. But he's still on the floor, he's still on the bench. Good lineup for Sturt though. Remps has been massive, Short has been huge from long range. And you've got the veteran in Jon Vorbaut to the line to give Sturt the lead with 33 seconds to play. He does not do that in the first.
Can't get the first. We can't discount the Central's lineup. We've got Sapwell, Martin, I believe that's Jumper in the corner, and Simpson on the floor. So they've got more than enough talent to get. You don't see that often, him missing both free throws.
With 30 seconds to go, this is going to be a massive offense. Into the hands of Tyson Hoffman.
Ladies and gentlemen, grab your seat, because it's going to be huge.
Buckle up, here we go.
13 seconds on the shot clock. Ricardo looking around, Hoffman. Looking. Still looking.
Wow, no.
Ricardo.
Go, here we go.
Brick shot. They have 8 seconds remaining. And there's a unsportsmanlike foul. Simpson, that's harsh. What was going through his mind? I believe he was trying to stop play, but
didn't quite disguise it well enough.
Yeah.
I mean, his intent certainly was to foul. So realistically, the foul that he's created was done intentionally, but he didn't disguise it well enough to make it a regular foul. Now it's the opportunity for Rawson, who's not shot great from the foul line.
He's having an average night from the line.
So he's had a missed first, hit second, but gives Sturt the opportunity to take the lead. Does exactly what he's been doing all night. He'll learn from that. He'll make this shot, but gives Sturt possession with 6 seconds to go.
He sinks that, gets a lucky bounce there off the backboard and the rim. 1 point margin.
Pretty sure I saw Rawson's heart stop for just a half a second there, but Sturt
saved his ball.
We expect almost an immediate foul.
Kickball violation on Hoffman. A lot of the crowd were calling for 5 seconds.
That was very, very close.
Casella not happy. He's calling a timeout.
Let's have a quick chat. End of the day, they need to get that ball in. Now they lose the opportunity to throw that ball to the backcourt.
Yes. That's a massive loss.
The other Sturt players need to be more aware that they weren't getting that ball into Remps and they need to push themselves up the court to get the ball in. Because it's 5 seconds. It's very, very, very little amount of time. They needed to get that ball into someone.
It may seem like an eternity, but I can trust you, ladies and gentlemen, in a crucial moment like this, I feel like it would not be.
We're having a bit of a chat to see if the time on the clock is right.
Bit of a discussion between an official.
So they're wanting to check to see how much time will be on the clock. This will be important because what we will see from the inbound of this play is a foul. And how quickly that foul happens will determine whether we get a shot from Centrals to tie or win the game after the foul shots from a Sturt player. That's what we'll expect to happen. And whether there's 0.5 extra on the clock or not can sometimes be all the difference.
Oh, absolutely. There's more than enough time to
catch and shoot.
Yeah, exactly right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not quite sure what is going on right now. Didn't catch what was happening.
No. So for me, I want the ball in the hands of Remst. He's been everywhere tonight. Remst or short, that's where you want to go.
Oh, very risky.
Rawson doing the right thing, taking some time off the clock. He had an open basket, but he knew one of two things would happen. They wouldn't catch him and the time would expire, or he would get a foul. And now it's a crucial time for Dylan Rawson. He hasn't been great from the foul line. He just rattled home the shot to give them the lead. These 2 foul shots are crucial to give them the absolute opportunity to win this ball game. 2.6 seconds, there's still time for a shot and to tie it, to send it to overtime, but he's got to hit these first 2 foul shots first. And
Ricardo Martin was complaining, well, not complaining, he was arguing his case that he got pushed on the inbound. And it did look like it, but obviously not to the official. But it's one of those moments where it's like, it's come and gone, it's gone. Now you got to make the most of what you got next. So he sinks them. You call a timeout if the Lions have got any, advance to half court, and go from there. He's missed his first. He
opens the door, keeps it slightly ajar.
Rawson not particularly pleased with that effort. 76-75 with 3 seconds left on the clock.
Here, you missed the shot. Now you've got to get full court in a second to win the game. They pick up the pass. Remst again. He's been in front of everything. And Sturt hang on to win it in a cliffhanger by 1 point. What a cracker of a game here at Pasadena.
76-75. We did say it was going to go either way, ladies and gentlemen, and it just did. Sabres escaping with the skin of their teeth as the sides line up and shake hands. Unfortunate for the Lions. It's going to go. It might even be a longer travel back to Starplex, but that's the sport. That is basketball, and that basically wraps up round 17 basketball for the Sabres and the Lions. So, AB, what are your thoughts on that game?
Well, that was exactly how I thought it was going to go. Both teams play a very similar way of basketball when it comes down to what they've produced in the season so far in the last 16 rounds. I was very glad to see that they were both playing some very positive offense through a good portion of that game for both of them. It was a real seesaw affair, which was great for the viewing for this game. Both teams played with a lot of heart.
Yes.
And that was really evident. These guys, while they've got no playoffs ahead of them, they've got nothing to lose. They throw it all out there. They're playing for future Premier League contracts. They're playing for their club, playing for themselves and their fan bases of both clubs. So take nothing away. 1 point win. That's all you can separate these two teams by tonight. They were both fantastic. And
how they finished up with a 10-point margin last time, it's even narrower to 1 point. So hopefully next season when they meet again, it's either the same kind of gameplay or it goes either way. But that was actually going to end our live stream tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So first of all, I'd like to thank Alan Brown for stepping in for Benito Carboni. Hope you had a cracker.
That's been fantastic fun.
We'll be seeing you around much more often, I believe. The final score, 76-75, a 1 point Sabre victory at the Pasadena at home. It's always good to win at home. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in with us and enjoying it. We hope we were attuned to your ear that you really enjoyed. And last but not least, we were powered by Spacequake Sports tonight, so thank you for them for powering us and bringing our production to you. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.